Hi there, Robert Edgen here, your favorite chartered financial counselor and multi-line insurance advisor in the state of Colorado. We're going to spend the next 3 minutes talking about liability limits on your car insurance, what it is, what it covers, and which limits you should choose to protect your family. Now, Colorado is called a tort state. We have a tort insurance system. That means that whoever causes an accident and is responsible for that accident is also liable for any bills that are a result of that accident. So your liability insurance pays to protect you from having to pay those things out of your pocket if you injure other people or do damage to other people's things. The first part is called bodily injury, and that pays for someone else's medical, rehab, work loss, and pain and suffering if you injure them in a car accident. The second part is the property damage coverage, and that pays to repair or replace their cars, trains, boats, planes, or anything else that you happen to run into. Now, there are a lot of different limits that you can choose from in the state of Colorado. In order to be legal, you must carry at least $25,000 per person and $50,000 total per accident for your bodily injury liability, and you must carry at least $15,000 for your property damage liability. But just because those things keep you legal to drive on the road doesn't mean that they protect you while you're on the road. Because if you stop and think about it, if you injure me in a car accident and it's a serious accident, you have to cover my medical, rehab, work loss, and pain and suffering. $25,000 in a serious accident, which is the state required limits, that $25,000 is not going to go very far to pay all of those things that you owe me for because you injured me in a car accident. Now, if you don't carry enough insurance, let's say you carry the state required minimums, and I have $100,000 worth of bills that need to be paid, your insurance company will pay the first $25,000 because that's your purchased limits. But that's where they stop paying and you start paying. It doesn't mean that you don't owe it above that $25,000. It means your insurance company doesn't owe anything above that $25,000. So carrying the state required limits in Colorado is not a good idea, even if you're just starting out, just getting out of college, getting a new job, don't have a lot of assets to protect. Even bumping up to double those state limits will do a much better job at protecting you if you're involved in a car accident. But if you have a home or a good paying job or money in the bank, other investments, things that you want to protect, you'll want to consider much higher limits to protect yourself in the event of a lawsuit. The way it works in Colorado, if you are sued, you'll go through a discovery process where you'll have to disclose to the courts all of your earnings, all of your expenses, all of your assets, all of your other investments and properties that you might own, so that the courts can then decide how much of your money they can take on an ongoing basis and how much of your assets they can attach liens to make things right for me, the person that you injured. So good recommendations for limits would be 100,000 per person, 300,000 per accident, a $250,000 per person, 500,000 per accident, or some folks might even need $1 million worth of asset and lawsuit protection if you have a good amount of assets and a good amount of earnings that you need to protect. To find out your specific limits that you should carry, please sit down and talk with a local professional Colorado insurance advisor that understands the way that it works here in the state of Colorado and can set up some limits that will make sure your family is protected in the event that you cause an accident that's your fault. It actually doesn't cost much more in premiums to bump things up to those extra limits. And if you're going to pay for insurance, you might as well pay for the stuff that protects you if you need it. Until next time, I'm Robert Edgen. Be safe. Look forward to talking to you again soon.